It's time now for Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join Paul David and Kyle Benedict as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics that affect all our lives in Yavapai County. And now here's today's Countywide.
Hi, welcome to another edition of Countywide. I'm Kyle Benedict, and today we're talking about here in the state and across the nation, homeless veterans is an ongoing problem and a growing problem. And the Arizona State Park System is created a program to kind of help deal with that, as well as help with some of their needs. And joining me today is Kelly Moffitt, Arizona State Parks Region 2 Manager. Kelly, thank you for being with me today.
Good to be here.
And before we start talking about this program, we have to talk about, it was announced earlier this week that you were going to be the new Chief of Operations for Arizona State Parks, so congratulations.
Thank you. Looking forward to that.
And can you talk a little bit about your background with the state park system and kind of how it led you to this new position of Chief of Operations?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I've been in outdoor recreation for 39 years. I started when I was still in high school, and I started as a seasonal ranger aide over in Southern California, and have been working in outdoor recreation ever since in both the public and private sectors. With Arizona State Parks, I started in 1993 as a regional manager in what was then the southern region, based down in Tucson at Catalina State Park. And I then transferred up here the following year as the northern region regional manager, which was based at Dead Horse Ranch State Park. Mm-hmm. And I did that job for 10 years with State Parks, and it was some really good years with the agency. I left it in 2003 to go to work for a private company that contracts mostly with the U.S. Forest Service, providing outdoor recreation again, but more on a national level. And so after doing that for another 10-year period, an opportunity came back. I heard that my old job was being advertised again, mm-hmm. and I heard that from the current Chief of Operations, Rick Knotts, who way back when worked for me, and so I've enjoyed working for him for the past year here at State Parks. Rick has announced his retirement. He's got 2 weeks to go, and I'm fortunate enough to have been selected to be his replacement.
And you're starting here in a couple days, right?
Technically Saturday, although it's a Phoenix-based position. I'll be working down in the Phoenix office for State Parks, and that will begin on Monday morning.
And as Chief of Operations, what is kind of the job description for that? What does that job consist of?
Well, the whole Park Ranger series from each park, we're structured so that each park staff reports, of course, to their local park manager. Each park manager reports to a regional manager, such as my current position in Region 2. 5 of the parks here in the Verde Valley area are in this region.
And there's 30 across the state.
There are 30 state parks right now across Arizona, and some other park properties that are not yet developed that hopefully one day will become state parks. But yeah, so it's the Park Ranger series, the face of the agency, you might say, mm-hmm. Working at the parks, that's the operations section. So yeah, the chief or the regional managers, the 4 regional managers report to the Chief of Operations in Phoenix, and so that's where I'll be.
So as well as overseeing the operations for all these state parks throughout the state, you're also going to be overseeing and dealing with the concessions at the state parks, which has been kind of growing, and it's becoming really important at all these different parks. Can you talk about the importance of those concessions?
Yeah, the concessions are growing, and it's an important function within the parks. These are typically services that are not provided by our ranger staff at the park level. Even though at a smaller scale you might find a gift shop at some state parks that we operate with our people right usually out of the contact station. If a need exists to go beyond that, such as at Slide Rock State Park, where there's a completely separate building, which is a park store, gift store, and souvenir shop, and snacks, refreshments, things like that. That is not a typical function of a park ranger, and so we will put that out to the private sector for bid. And in the case of Slide Rock, there's the Slide Rock Market is there, and that is a concession. We have some larger versions of that. We have some boat marinas and some other stores, and some watercraft type concessions in the agency too. So yeah, that's an important part of the public experience and their expectations at the parks.
So it kind of helps with the experience the public's getting with having your park rangers focus on what they need to focus on with making sure the park runs smoothly.
Right, yeah. Our rangers wear a lot of hats. I mean, they do everything from the maintenance to law enforcement to the interpretation to just the whole public interface at the park level. And then the concessions, we have a list of expectations that they know right from the start, you know, that they have their function, which is clearly distinct from ours with the parks employees, but we want a professional image, of course, and we want our concession operations to be a good representation of the agency, and for the most part, that's the way it has been, so it's a very positive thing. So how does a company get involved in one of these parks? Yeah, well, typically, if the need is present, for a concession service, whether it be horseback riding activities or a store or a marina, something like that, we would develop a comprehensive list of the needs and the expectations that the agency would want. And then we have contract staff in our Phoenix office who would develop a typical we call it an RFP, or request for proposals. And that is the official invitation to private sector companies to put together a bid or a proposal back to us. And in a lot of cases, it may involve an interview process where we call them in, ask them to present their qualifications, and if hopefully we choose the best one, and the service is then established, and the public has a growing expectation of needs and expectations now, and so we're trying to meet all those needs while not losing track of our bottom line mission, which is to provide outdoor recreation experience. Great, yeah. and like you said, I mean, it still gives you the opportunity to almost focus on those positions that need to be focused on in order to help the park kind of continue with the operation that it's functioning as. Right. Yeah. Yeah, so it complements our effort and provides a more comprehensive experience for the visitors. Okay, great. Well, when we come back, we're going to talk about the compensation work therapy program that is sponsored by the VA, and we'll talk about how some of these homeless veterans can get involved in it and what it also just consists of, and some of the things that come along with working at a state park as a veteran.
Good one, son.
Last summer, my new dad took me on vacation. First, we went deep sea fishing.
Wow! I'm so proud of you, son.
And then we went on Thunder Shark. That was awesome! Let's go again. 3 times. I gotta say, it was pretty cool.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Oh, not again.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. You can't control where it will land, only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how to protect your community from wildfires.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. You can't control where it will land, only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how to protect your community from wildfires.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does. And like that, you're a job creator.
Welcome back to Countywide. I'm Kyle Benedict and joined with Kelly Moffitt, Arizona State Parks Region 2 Manager, and we're talking about the Compensation Work Therapy Program, VA program sponsored by the VA, and it provides the opportunity for veterans who are homeless and helps them kind of transition back into society and give them a job and also a place to live. So kind of how did this program get started, and what was the main objective of it? Yeah, well, the VA is, for a long time, had as a part of their task and their mission to reintegrate vets back into society and back into the work environment through various vocational programs that they have. In this case, our director, Brian Martin, is a vet himself and has a personal passion toward helping other vets. And he may have been actually the motivation to get this started with the VA, because typically their programs have been structured to integrate the vets into jobs with the private sector. To my knowledge, Arizona State Parks has been the first public sector employer to partner with the VA in this program, and we've been offering up positions to vets. In most cases, the vets have some sort of disability. In our case, that'd be difficult, and so the disability aspect that our vets have had is that they've been homeless, and yet they possess enough in the way of physical skills and people skills to integrate in positions with state parks. Yeah. So what's some of the what are some of the jobs that these veterans are doing at these parks? I mean, are they just acting as kind of your traditional park ranger? Not completely as a park ranger, but certainly there's a lot of overlap. Our rangers all wear many hats, including the park managers, and so you might find the park manager working on his budget and record keeping during the morning. He might be out cleaning facilities later that morning. He might be performing compliance issues or rules enforcement during the day, or doing a program for interpretive purposes. So that's why our rangers like what they do, because they do such a variety of things. And so with the vets, we've introduced them into positions that are our park specialist positions, which are typically part-time or seasonal positions at the parks. And incrementally, we introduce them to the various aspects of the job, which include a lot of public interface. And so the public doesn't know the difference when they see a uniformed staff person at a park. They don't know whether a person has limited experience or whether they have a lot of years in. They've got questions, they have needs, and sometimes they have emergencies that they bring to us. And whether it's a permanent park ranger position or a vet involved with this program, they've got to know how to respond. And so we like to think that the vets are really getting a unique challenge here and a unique personal benefit to them, because if they were in a homeless condition based on a whole variety of personal circumstances, this is like a second start. The VA sponsors it, they pay them. We are in our second season, so last year was the pilot, and then they moved on to another year, and we've elected to continue the partnership with them. So I think so far it's been a success. And we have a couple of veterans locally here at a local state park, Dead Horse Ranch State Park as well, working. We have two. Carlos and Joel work here at Dead Horse Ranch State Park, and I know that they've both grown since they've been there. Although Carlos has done the opposite of growing, he wouldn't mind me saying, he's actually taken off a lot of weight, and so it's been good for him physically as well. Yeah. And the guys are actually located, their FEMA-provided trailers are quite near my office there at Dead Horse Ranch right now, so I see them all the time. I see them working on the grounds. They're doing a lot of grounds work. They also do mechanical work and structural work. You know, whatever assignments they're given every day, they do a variety of tasks, including a lot of interface with the public. So they're getting a job, and they're also getting a place to live in these FEMA trailers. So if I'm a veteran here who's in a VA shelter, and I hear about this program, it seems like it's a no-brainer almost to try and apply for this. What's kind of the selection process, and how do veterans go about becoming a part of this program and getting put up in a state park? Yeah, that part of it starts with the VA. They already have a connection with the VA. In this case, they were living in the shelters provided by the VA. And the VA, of course, wants to reintegrate these vets back into the typical lifestyle of a citizen after leaving the military, and that includes vocational training. And so along with the partnership initiated by our director, Brian Martin,
We've been able to choose a few parks where we think they would be a best fit, Dead Horse Ranch being one of them. We also employ vets under this program out at Lake Havasu State Park and up at Fool Hollow Recreation Area in Show Low. And in all three cases, there have been a few bumps in the road, just with some things, but we're willing to work through them. In a few cases, the vets have had to leave the program, but others have sustained through it. And here locally, both Carlos and Joel have gone into their second season. And so we like to think we're preparing them for a variety of things, whether a permanent job should open up with us, there certainly could apply, or whether another kind of job opens up. Our experience would lead them in many different directions and open up some great opportunities for them.
Yeah, so I mean, it gives them the opportunity to not only temporarily, you know, maybe have a job and a place to live while they look for other options, but it also gives them the opportunity to grow with the state park system as well.
Possibly.
And you guys are kind of benefiting from, you're getting ideally someone who has that work ethic and who doesn't mind working and being physically active, but you guys are benefiting as well because you're getting the help that you need.
We're getting a labor source, which is great, and of course we went, as a state agency, we went through the difficult economic times just a few years ago. I think '09 was probably the worst year for the state economy here in Arizona. And we lost a number of people in our agency. We lost people in the field. We lost people in our Phoenix office. And now we're on the rebound, and we seem to be headed in a real positive direction. Visitation is up statewide at the state parks. And so integrating this program with the vets right now has worked out well. And again, the vets are getting a great experience. And so they're growing as employees with us, and as their time runs out, it does have a sunset period from the VA, and in which case the program will end for them. But in the meantime, we offer our computers if they want to job surf and search for opportunities locally. I know the guys have been doing that here locally, and so we like to think we're doing them a great favor, as well as getting a great labor source from the VA.
So you give them the resources and the opportunity not only just to look for jobs with you guys, but outside as well?
Oh, sure. You know, and as the economy improves in Arizona and job opportunities start to open up for them, yeah, we're happy to help them search those out, and we would like to think State Parks experience would be a great resume builder for them.
So you mentioned these FEMA trailers, and this is kind of a big part of the program, because you're I guess getting these veterans that are in either the VA shelter or you know, maybe just are homeless in general. Where are these trailers coming from? I mean, I had the opportunity to go out to Dead Horse Ranch last year and visit with Carlos, and he gave me a tour of his FEMA
trailer.
Yeah, and
okay.
It was nice. I mean, he probably cleaned it up a little bit, you know.
I hope he did.
But it was nice. It was bigger than I thought it was going to be. It was in good shape. So where are these trailers coming from?
Yeah, you know, post Hurricane Katrina in the southeast, there were so many people displaced from their homes that Homeland Security and FEMA started having all these park model trailers. They're not quite a travel trailer, but they're also not quite a manufactured home. They're portable, but they're meant to be a temporary residence. And so they're a park model trailer. We call them FEMA trailers because there were so many of them built. I don't know what initially brought them out west, but I'm guessing that the trailers that State Parks acquired were a part of that huge number of trailers that came about after Hurricane Katrina. And I think they were still new when we got them because I know they were parked all over the southeast.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the one I saw, Carlos's trailer, it was in great shape. So.
Oh, that's great. We're happy to have them use it.
Yeah, and it's a great program and something that, you know, benefits not only, like we talked about, not only state parks, but these veterans as well. So when we come back, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk about where you can go to get more information on this program, and also some ways veterans, if they're interested in this program as well, how they can get involved. That's coming up in a couple minutes.
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
I can't seem to save anything.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. No.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Separate raw meats from other foods by using different cutting boards. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Let's switch to Energy Star light bulbs and stop burning through cash. Saving energy saves you money.
Welcome back to Countywide. I'm Kyle Benedict, joined with Kelly Moffitt, Arizona State Parks Region 2 Manager. And we're talking about the compensation work therapy program for homeless veterans, giving them a job, giving them a place to live, and giving them the opportunity to kind of make that transition from the military back into society and help make that a smooth transition for them. So for a veteran just getting into this program, how long is the initial, how long does it last for them initially?
Yeah, as I mentioned, we're in our second season. So last year is when our current group of vets began the program. The VA has a set number of months that they offer it up because they are the ones that are compensating these employees. That's one of the benefits to us. We're not having to come out of the state's budget to employ them. And I believe they get a 6-month stint work employment, and then these two locally here at Dead Horse Ranch, Carlos and Joel, were able to go into a second season. So for each of them, their time from the VA will run out. Even though we have plenty of work to do, we don't always have a permanent position to offer up. And those have become fewer and they're harder to get here in recent years. So if the timing works out for them, great. Perhaps it's some other park, or maybe at an outdoor recreation provider that is unrelated to Arizona State Parks, or maybe some other kind of employer. Their time here is spent as good training to provide them with some enhanced skills to lead them in several different directions.
And for maybe people wanting more information on this program, where can they go to read up on it or talk to someone about maybe getting involved?
Well, they could go to the VA website and just do a search under compensated work therapy. That's the umbrella term that they apply to it. And of course, with Arizona State Parks, our public information people in Phoenix are able to answer questions about the program as well.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for being here with me today. And
my pleasure.
New Chief of Operations starting in a couple days. Good luck on that down in Phoenix.
Thanks much.
So that's Kelly Moffitt, Arizona State Parks Region 2 Manager, soon to be new Chief of Operations. I'm Kyle Benedict for Countywide. We'll see you next time.